Good. So good morning, everyone. I am Joseph Kokotka from George Hay Chartered Accountants. So first of all, a bit about me. I have four main passions in life, I'd say. I've only got three of them on here. One is football. And as you can tell, my thick Manchester accent, I'm a Man United fan. So it's just what it is. So one of my biggest passions in life is golf. I played football all my life, and after the COVID and lockdown, I found golf. I played it recreationally, but I never actually played it properly. I'm now a member at Brampton Golf Course, which is my local course about 5 minutes down the road from here. So that is one of my biggest passions. My other biggest passion is my fiance. That's a picture of me and her in Hyde Park in July last year when I proposed to her. Luckily, she said, yeah. Well, she didn't say yes. She said, I suppose so. So I took that as a yes. So I've been together with her 7 years now, and we're getting married next July. And probably I would say my biggest two achievements in my life are my two little beautiful girls. So the older one is Frankie. She's 4. So 4 in December she is. So she's going to big school next September, which is scary. And the little one is Harper, who is 2 in about 3 weeks. She was a little lockdown surprise, but I wouldn't change either of them two for the world, even when they're crying and pulling each other's hair out because they're both nicking each other's toys. So a bit about me at work. So a bit about me. I've been at George Hay 11 years. This is a picture of the day before my first day, all them years ago when I was a young little 18-year-old lad. I've gone through as a trainee and I've gone through the ranks at George Hay and just loved every minute of it. And eventually, after 6 years in 2018, I qualified as a chartered accountant. So it's 6 years of long, hard work that finally I got rewarded with. It was a long road, a few failures along the way, but as we said earlier, failures are not failures. They're just ways to learn on how to make success in the future. And now this is a picture of me 11 years on. And recently in April, I got promoted to a portfolio manager here in Huntingdon. So I now look after a range of about £60,000 worth of fees of my own clients, ranging from a £10,000 painter decorator to a £5 million manufacturing business. So I have a wide range of businesses, and yeah, I'm always looking for new clients. So who are we, George Hay? We're a firm of chartered accountants and business advisors we've got offices in Cambridgeshire, in Huntingdon, Biggleswade and Letchworth. So we call it the A1 corridor. Next year, the firm will be celebrating their 85th anniversary, and also the Huntingdon office will be celebrating the 30th anniversary. So if any of you know any event consultants, that I don't think I know one, if anyone knows anyone that could maybe plan a party. I'm joking, Helen. I will definitely be needing to have a conversation with you. So what we do, we're not just a firm of accountants about compliance. We are a bespoke, value-led business. We basically deal with all sorts of businesses, whether they are high net individuals for tax compliance or big companies that we audit. We provide a range of services from accountancy, tax, audit, advisory, and we were only the third accountant in the UK to deal with probate. So we do deal with probate. So anything to do with estates and deaths, we can do all of that side of it. We have our own outsource, so we do our own payroll, but it's a different branch of different parts of George Hay, but it's all with all the George Hay banner, and also bookkeeping. So we do have specialist teams for specialist things. However, it's not just all work that we do. So we do inter-office tournaments. So below is a picture of our netball tournament that we had recently between the 3 offices, and we've had 3 editions of it. And we also play football as well. So that's due again next month for football. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we entered the St. Neots charity dragon boat racing for the first time. We didn't have the best results, but it's not all about the winning. It's about taking part and having fun. And everyone had a great day, and we can't wait to do it again next year. And a little proud moment of mine is I'm a big fan of the film Mean Girls. And if some of you may know it, on Wednesdays, they wear pink. So I have installed into the office a mantra that on Wednesdays, everyone has to wear something pink. So as you can see below is the picture is the first time that everyone actually wore something pink in the office. So I have a little moan at them if they don't wear pink, so everyone knows. I need to try and get it into the Biggleswade and Letchworth office, but at the minute, Huntingdon just wear pink on Wednesdays. So if we ever had this on a Wednesday, I'd always be wearing a pink shirt, and I also wear pink socks too. You've got to get 100% in it. So let's talk about a few things that we can do and how I can help you. So bookkeeping, year-end statutory accounts or partnership accounts, and accounting systems. So bookkeeping and year-end accounts. So bookkeeping is the digitalization of all of your receipts. So instead of just literally putting all your receipts in a big bag and taking them to your accounts and go, here we go, sort this out. This is more about you being involved as well, either by spreadsheets or more important, what will come into the forefront is accounting software such as Xero, QuickBooks, Sage Online. There's many, and they are getting bigger because of MT. So the HMRC introduced a few years ago Making Tax Digital, where all your VAT returns at the minute have to be submitted through an API link through some sort of software. And they're going to try and do it on tax returns are coming in a few years' time. And they're going to try and do it to limited companies accounts as well. But they're not. They said about this about 5 years ago, and they've only just got around to doing that. So we'll see what happens in the future. So year-end accounts are something that, especially if you're a limited company, you have to prepare at your you have to prepare for Companies House and file them, which is 9 months after your year end, or otherwise, if you're just a partnership or sole trader, you need them for your personal self-assessment tax return, which is submitted on the 31st of January after the 6th of April. So, the better the record you keep, the more information, up-to-date information you can get, and the more better your accountant can view your information and hopefully save you some money on your fees, because time equals money. And if we have a bag of records, we're probably going to charge you a lot more than if they were nicely in a good order, and we can actually and it gives us time to actually give you some advice that you know. So if we've got to spend 15 hours on a big bag of records, we haven't got the time to look into the numbers and advise you on how you can make more profit, or where your costs have soared and why they've soared, and just ask you questions about your business that you probably don't even think of. So like the last point says is, what is your existing approach? So you can have ad hoc, I'll sort it later. Oh, that's not important. I'll do that later. And it comes to the end of it and you go, oh no, I've got a week to do it. So when you scram it all in and you miss things. Whereas if you can work with your accountant and discuss it with them, and you can just share the meeting, even if you have like a catch up once a quarter or something, and just say, can we just have a catch up about my finances, and sort of you hold yourself accountable to do something for you. Because I know everyone's working on their business and growing them, but the finance side is very important, because if you realize you're making losses and your cash flows you've got more cash outflows and inflows, then you're not going to be there in a year's time. So it's good to just look at what you are and just help. We are also your business advisor, so we can advise you on any sort of things you want. We're not just there for compliance, we are there for advice. So this is where the accounting system's efficiencies and ongoing advisory can come into it. So we can support you, like we said, once a quarter, or even when you want, that we can provide a health check of your records. So say you're on Xero, we can go in there and have a look at your processes and see where you can create efficiency. So Xero have partnered, they bought a company called HubDoc, which is really good. It's a scanning, you can either email or take a picture on your phone on an app and of an invoice, and it will put it straight into Xero. You've got to click a button to approve it into Xero, but Xero will automatically work out some description, who the supplier is, so if it's for telephone, it will know to put it onto telephone, it will work out the VAT, it literally puts it all in there for you, and it saves you a lot of time. There's also loads of other apps that you can bolt on to Xero, or any other software to do mileage expenses. You can even do work in progress. There's just you can even link it to another sales invoices. So they're literally, the software is getting so much better that it is literally a one-stop shop for everything now. And you can really, if you've got time to invest into the right software and the right background, you can really show some efficiencies and really have your business streamlined in terms of the finance, which is where, like I said, we also come in. So we can easily give you a report and do, like I said, health check, and just advise you on where you need to be, and how you can get more out of the software to make things better for you and easier for you, so then you can concentrate on growing your business and growing your sales, and leaving the finance side just all to function itself. And that is all from me. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to take them.